Dear students, welcome to Sia's digital classes. Today, let us learn the concept of testing of hypothesis. So, hypothesis we discussed earlier, null and alternative hypothesis. In the last video, we have discussed about hypothesis, right? So, now testing of hypothesis. What is the procedure? That all will be learning in this session. So, let us check it out. What are the steps we have for testing of hypothesis? So, procedure for testing of hypothesis. So rule 1, so first every time whenever we are going to do the hypothesis, means testing of hypothesis, whenever you are applying for some type of data, so there every time we'll follow some steps. So first one, always we'll write null hypothesis. So null hypothesis, to test the null hypothesis that the population has a specified mean mu naught, then the null hypothesis is h naught is equal to mu is equal to mu naught. So H naught is a notation we have learned earlier. What is null and alternative? So the same thing in testing procedure. First we'll specify null hypothesis, that is H naught. First, suppose if it is mean, specified mean, if you are considering population as mean, because it's just procedure we are trying to learn. So generalized one, like mean I'm considering here. So based on the data, based on the question, we'll proceed with a particular data, given data. So if at all, if it is related to mean, mean values will write, or if it is population proportions or standard deviations based on the question, we'll proceed with the null hypothesis notations. So this is just a procedure how to proceed. So what we are considering here is mean values we are considering. So mean we know, population mean notation, mu we know, so mu we are considering, and H naught for null hypothesis, so H naught mu is equal to mu naught is your null hypothesis, right? So next let us go for writing it out, alternative hypothesis. So alternative, as we learned earlier, opposite to null hypothesis or alternate to null hypothesis, whatever the specified we have, so that is your alternate hypothesis. So let us check out that also. Set up alternative hypothesis H1, which helps us to decide whether we have to use H1 mu is not equal to mu naught. Suppose here in null hypothesis, if you have mu is equal to mu naught, so alternative hypothesis based on the given data will try to write three different types. One is mu not equal to, because we discussed null if it is equal to, its opposite will be for alternative, so that also will be we can identify through the given question. So here it's a procedure, so all the three cases let us try to learn. So first is not equal to type, that we'll call as two-tailed alternative. So two-tailed test will consider here, whenever not equal to symbol you will get in alternative. So based on that we'll decide the critical value, right? So for that, first case is H1 mu not equal to mu naught. Now again one more we have H1 mu greater than mu naught. If at all in the question they'll mention that is a greater or smaller, such words are there, greater, larger. So that is the clue that we have to go for greater than symbol. So more than, greater than, like that. If at all somewhere in the question they mentioned about the data to compare as a greater one, so we have to write alternative as mu greater than mu naught. And again whenever it is greater than, we'll get the curve as a right tailed. So whenever greater than symbols you'll get, we'll call it as right tailed test or right tailed alternative. So that will be specified in alternative hypothesis. And one more case we have, that is H1 mu less than mu naught. So if at all in the data we get less than like that words, if we get in the data, or where we need to compare, less than comparisons are there, we'll go for this alternative, that is mu less than mu naught. And whenever less than symbol you will get in alternative, we'll call it as left tailed, because whenever we draw the curve related to this data, always the tail falls on the left side for less than symbols, and right side for greater than, so not equal to both sides. So for that we have given titles as two-tailed, when two sides of the curve will get the critical values, and greater than right side, less than left side. So for that, three different types of alternatives we'll have. So that we discussed here. So first of all, we'll frame null hypothesis. Then based on that, we'll frame alternative. So three types of alternative. Any one situation will be taking for the given question. So let us proceed next. Rule number 3, that is writing LOS, level of significance we'll call. So level of significance is the third step. What we'll be writing, let us check it out. Choose an appropriate LOS, that is level of significance, alpha we'll call. The level of significance usually employed at 5% and 1%. So most of the time LOS will be 5% or 1%. They will specify in the question, in the data, whether to consider 5% or 1% or 10% like that. So if at all they don't mention for large samples, most of the time we'll consider 5% level. So that is your level of significance. Next, let us check it out. Rule number 4, that is test statistic we have. So test statistics based on the given data will go for choosing the particular formula. So based on the data, we'll pick that. So here generalized one, how the formula goes on, let us learn. So generalized version is evaluate the value of z, that is test statistics under null hypothesis. So under null hypothesis, we'll be writing test statistics always. So z is equal to, we'll consider always for large samples. So z is equal to t minus expectation of t divided by standard error of t, is your standardized formula. So this formula will be utilizing for all the different types of data, and based on the data, if it is related to mean, we convert this basic formula into the mean type of formula, and if it is proportions type like that, we'll utilize this as the basic formula, and we'll go for the mean and standard errors for that, and we'll convert our given particular formula. So here if it is single mean, here it will be modified like this, because mean we considered, right? So mean expectation of t will be mu. So I have substituted that t minus mu by standard error of t for normal distribution for a single mean. If you consider, sigma by root n will be the formula. So in this way, we will consider the formula test statistics. So test statistics is a fourth step after writing null alternative LOS, and then we'll be writing test statistics. So t and standard error of t, these all t will be a function where based on the test statistics, based on the data, will go for the particular formula. So that is your z representation, always will represent through z, comes from the normal population. So that is your step 4. Now let us go for rule number 5, that is decision making. So how to take the decision? We have done test statistics, we got some answers. Based on the data, I have considered my formula, and I have got some answers. Then how to give the conclusions? Let us check it out now. So the computed value of the test statistics z is compared with the critical value of z alpha. So test statistics z is the calculated value which we'll be doing. That should be compared to some defined values we'll call as critical values, so that we can drag our output. So at a given level of significance, so we'll compare the things. Critical value will obtain based on the level of significance. So we'll have a table values. So we'll call as critical value. So that again depends on tailed test what we wrote in alternative, and alpha, that is a level of significance. Based on that, we'll derive a critical value, and with that critical value we'll compare our calculated value, that is in test statistics z value will get, right? So that value will compare with the critical value. Now how the comparisons will go on and how conclusions will drag, let us check it out next. Then we draw the following conditions. If z mod z is less than z alpha, so z is our calculated value. If that value is less than z alpha, that is your critical value, then what happens? Let us check it out. If the computed value of z is less than the critical value of z alpha, we say that it is not significant. Therefore, user accept the null hypothesis. So this all conclusions will finally decide whether to accept null hypothesis or reject null hypothesis. So we'll accept null hypothesis when our calculated value is always less than the table value, that is a critical value. So critical value, if based on calculated value, whatever you have obtained, if it is less than the critical value, we'll accept the null hypothesis. Means whatever the statement we have given in null hypothesis that is true will clarify in the conclusion. So in this way we'll give the conclusion. And if at all, if it is not less than, what happens? Let us check it out in the next step. So if z mod z is greater than z alpha, if our calculated value which we'll obtain in test statistics, if that value is greater than the critical value, then what happens is, what we do is we'll reject null hypothesis. So rejecting null hypothesis is nothing but, see here we got null hypothesis rejected. So rejecting is nothing but rejecting null hypothesis is nothing but accepting alternative, isn't it? Null and alternatives are opposite to each other. So if null hypothesis rejected, obviously alternative is accepted. So here, whenever our calculated value is greater than the table value, critical value, then we'll reject null hypothesis, nothing but will accept the alternative hypothesis. So that's what is your conclusions. So two conclusions will get always. Either we'll accept H naught or we reject H naught. If our calculated value is less than the table value, we'll accept the null hypothesis. Otherwise, we'll reject the null hypothesis. So that is your final conclusion. So whatever here on will go for testing of hypothesis for different types of data. We'll go with this steps. All the steps will be the same for whatever different types of data we are considering. Based on the data, we'll pick the particular formula or we'll pick the particular test statistics and we'll go for conclusions and all. So first we have done with the null hypothesis. Check it out again. So first one, null hypothesis we have to write, then we have to write alternate hypothesis based on the data, then LOS, level of significance, then we have to go for test statistics based on the data, based on the given situation. We'll consider test statics. Then finally, based on the critical value, we'll go for the decision of making whether to accept null and whether to reject null hypothesis. So that is the procedure of testing of hypothesis. So here on, whatever we do in this way, we'll proceed with the process which we'll call as testing of hypothesis. So hope you have understood this concept. See you all in the next session. Thank you.